Anastasia Mavetera. I'm currently a Member of Parliament from Sekechkomba constituency, and before I used to be an actress on Studio 263, and I used to act as Tatenda. I was by Anne Nhira's sister. I worked with Anne ever since Studio 263 started. I remember there were three Bimbais or there were actually three people who wanted to fight for that position. But fortunately, Bimbai managed to get that position because by then she had managed to be Miss Chitungwiza, and also she was Miss Harare. So because of that, it also helped and also made her be able to get to that position. When Studio 263 started, Bimbai by then, I think you still remember that when Studio 263 started, it was actually a competition whereby we needed to get a Miss Zimbabwe. Bimbai was supposed to act wanting to vie for Miss Zimbabwe. And by then, I was quite a fair person. I didn't like modeling, and actually I was actually jealous of Bimbai because Bimbai had a very nice body. So because of that, I was always jealous of Bimbai because everyone liked her. She was so beautiful, and there I was fat, I was chubby. But however, for me now, when I look at Bimbai being gone, it's very disheartening and it's very heartbreaking. Losing a person like Bimbai, she was actually an actress per excellence. She was a very good actress. She would take a position and a role very, very, very seriously. Even when you would act with them, you would know that Bimbai is a one take. You wouldn't be going all over and over again, yet she would be missing her lines. Bimbai was so focused, she was so determined, and she was not a pushover. She was one person that you would know that if she believes in something, if she believed in something, she would stand by it. That was Bimbai for you. And I'm really pained by losing Bimbai now. She really wanted to see the arts industry go forward. I remember she came back into this country and she wanted to concentrate on a talk show. I remember she showed me one episode which she did with Mr. Hodges, and she wanted me to comment on it. And when I looked at it, of course I was a person who once did a talk show before. I did Timeout with Tatenda. So for me, I only did it for about 2 seasons, and because of financial constraints, I then stopped it also. I realized that by then I was still young and it was quite controversial for it dealt with the real life issues. So I just felt I needed to also take off, go off air, also then come back, have revamped it. So when I looked at Bimbai, for me, I felt that she really wanted the arts industry to go forward. And this was an opportunity for her to really make her dream come true. She was quite eloquent in English. And since she was quite eloquent in English, she would present herself very well. And for me, that's what I saw in her. And I saw that she was also a very excellent actress. Bimbai, whenever she would act, she would actually be convinced that there's something happening. And also with the way that she would speak. And I'm very hurt. I don't want to, I'm devastated. Bimbai, I always say, not that it's something which was of her making, but I would, every time she would come, I would say, Bimbai, why is it you don't want to settle down? But many reasons where Tatenda, when I get the right person, I'll settle down. Or when I so much wish that this is the right person, I will do that. Then I'll say, but look, it seems like you're growing older. She would say, no, even if I get married at 40, but the 40 should not even get to it. That was an example she was giving. So it's not about marriage, really. For me, I really didn't look forward to marriage on it. I thought maybe it would we would be talking of even having a child. When you have children, sometimes there's a certain legacy that they set for us, that they will preserve and be able to go forward and be able to make sure that at least your name. Not that I'm saying that her legacy is not going to go on. But having a child, she would really preserve it with utmost good care for the hope and for the love of her mother or his mother.
So in other words, this is you and your friend having a conversation. And it's coming from a situation whereby you yourself have got a family. How many kids?
Yeah, me, I've got 2 kids and hoping to have more soon. But currently I've got 2, a boy and a girl, 10 and 9 years old. So when I was looking at it, I would say to myself, really, I wanted to, but of course we don't plan for God. God is going to final say for things. But when I looked at it, that was what I really wanted. I would have wished. But however, after all, we are all born different, and I wouldn't expect what I do them to be having a marriage. She had their own reservations to marriage, and she had their own thoughts to children, and you really, I would not expect it to be me. But of course, this is just a wish that I had. But however, I would say that I'm sure now, and also what really is paining me is the way that she died. You know, it's really unfortunate. You know, she lost her life whilst she was coming from a prayer. Of course, I'm happy that at least she knew God. She was a prayerful person. That I appreciate very much. But the cause of death, for her to be mugged and to be killed by a person, I know God has got the final say, but really I'm saying to myself, really, is it a matter that she died because she was supposed to die, or because someone had to cause that? Who is that robber? So for me, I'm just hurt. I wish I would have more time. I would have spent more time. She actually wanted to also get involved in politics at one time. When she came and she saw me, she was saying, no, I also want to get into politics. I'm sure I would make a very good politician. And also she also was also concentrating on issues to do with the girl child. She was saying we need to preserve our culture. I remember she sent me a concept note whereby she wanted to be training children their cultures and values. And because she came from Murewa, that's a rural home. So she was saying in Murewa, we know how to preserve our culture. So I also want to go out there, using my role as Vimbai, to go and train children on their on their culture and also on their norms and beliefs. That's what she wanted to do.
Okay. So let's talk about your own career. Acting in Studio 263, the memories that you have, and also how you actually came to be part of that cast.
My story is so interesting. Until now, when I look at how I got to be at Studio 263, it's just amazing. I was seated on that gate at ZBC. Seated there, I had this, because I'm a person who liked to write stories, because when I was grade 7, I was a leader for drama. Even when I was in a high school, I was also a leader. I was actually the leader, the for drama club. So I would, every now and then, I would create certain dramas, and then we act them, and then the teacher would approve. That's how it was. So growing up, after I came to Rugare, I always said to myself, I wanted to come on TV. This is something that I said even as early as 4 years, grade 4. I would say I always want to come out on TV in such a way that whenever I would be bathing, I would look at this mirror there and I would say to myself, I want to be an actress. So I'll be busy acting there, doing whatever it takes there on the mirror. That's what I would do. So now I was seated there. I wrote this drama, whereby it was a drama for a person who was being abused by his stepmother. So I would write this bunch of papers. Whenever I get a paper, I would write. So all these papers, every single day I would write writing a drama, because I wanted it to come out. I didn't know the process. So I went to ZBC. There I was at ZBC, seated at the tape. I was waiting now for the bus. I even looked for Dorothy Chitao. By then she was a producer. I looked for her for more than 3 months, going there. She would always not be there. Then one day I sat on the gate. There I was at the gate. And then this lady came. So I was seated there where there were some soldiers there. And what I was doing was I wanted to see Dorothy Chitao. Then this lady passed. She passed, then she came back. She had a 323, a white 323. She came to me and she said, you are the only girl there and you are seated where they are all those men. What if you get raped? Are you not scared of getting raped? I said, oh, I never thought of it. I'm just waiting for the bus because here there's a free bus. I'm waiting for the free bus so that I'm able to go. Then this lady says, no. A girl child is not supposed to sit there. This lady is called Dorothy, she's called Joyce Njenje Makwenda. She's still alive until today. And thank you very much. I got your saying. So there she was. She then said, okay, come here. Then I got close to him. He said, what is it that you came here to do? Then I said, I came here because I want to give these papers to Dorothy now. But every time I come here, I continuously not see it. He says, well, where do you learn? It seems like you're putting on a uniform. And I say, I learned it in my college. I'm doing my Form 4. And he says, okay. Then she says, okay. All right. Come. Get into my car. Let me go and take you somewhere. Then I go to the car. Then she asks me, where is your mother? I say, my mother passed away. Where is your father? My father passed away. Says, okay. Then I'm sure she got touched that I'm an orphan. Then she took me into a car. Then we started moving. As we're moving, we went up. All those places where I was being denied entry, I started getting into them. And there she was being called Chef, everyone was just saying, Chef. Then I'm asking myself, I'm just going, I'm following. He says, follow me. Then I'm following. Straight into the CEO's office. The CEO's office there, it was manager for, it was not CEO, it was manager for TV services. By then, that person was the CEO, he was the head of ZBC. Then there I got into that office and there I saw Mr. Hiwana. He was there sitting there. Then as soon as this lady and myself getting, Mr. Joy stands up, Chef, then I'm saying, okay, really? Then we sit there. Then this lady says, okay, Mrs. Joy, do you remember that a young sister of mine who died this year ago? Then Mr. Joy said, yes, I remember. He says, yeah, this is the dude. And I nearly freaked out because I was saying to myself, really, why is this lady lying? He says, I want you to help me. Then this one says, oh, okay, what help does she want? Then I narrate my story. There I am. I want to write a drama. I'm a child. You know the same old thing. Then now Mr. Joy says, okay, let me call. You wanted to see Dorothy Chizawa? Yes. Do you know what? I was looking for Dorothy Chizawa for 3 months. But there it was just a major breakthrough. 30 minutes she was in the CEO's office. Dorothy Chizawa comes. Then I give her my papers. And guess what? All my papers were there, and then they were actually typed. From being handwritten, they were actually typed. In 2 days, those papers were already typed. This lady had to leave me in that office, and then I was now following through the whole process. Then, fortunately, there were some auditions that were there on Saturday. Then, fortunately, because I got into that office, Mr. Liwayo was then privileged to tell me. Then he says, we've got auditions on Saturday. Since you like acting, you can actually come. Then on the Saturday came, this was on a Monday, the Saturday came, I went for auditions, and when I got those auditions, let me tell you just a simple story of what happened there. I was fed. So I said to myself, if I'm going to go and I say I'm 16 years old, these people will never believe me. So what should I do? Because there were categories. They were from 16 to 20, then also there was 14 to 16, then there was 17 to 20, then there was 20 to 30, different age categories. Then I said to myself, if I'm going to go to 14 to 16, these people will just disqualify me automatically without telling me, because they know that they think I'm older than that age. So what should I do? Why can't I go where they are 20 years old so that at least I can then qualify? Because with my body, at least I act 20 and I look 20. I went there. So I went to the 16, below 16s. I went there and then I acted. They asked me my age. I told them I was turning 16. That was in March. I was actually turning 16 that year. I told them I'm below 16. I'm turning 16 in May. They said, okay, fine. I acted, I cried, whatever they told me to do. Then from there, I also went now to the 17 to 20. When I got there, they asked me, how old are you? Then I said, I'm 15. They looked at me, so why are you here? And I said, no, I know that these people for 16 to 20, they're going to disqualify me, the ones below 16. But I realized that the best that I can do is for me to come to 17 to 20, so that at least, even if it is a matter of age, then you'll be able to accept me because my body looks 20. They laughed. All of the judges, they laughed. Then they said, you are so clever. Then one man out there just said, this is Tendai. I didn't know who Tendai was, but from nowhere they just said this is Tendai. Then from me I said to myself, okay, who is this Tendai? Then now they started asking me, act this, I started acting. They act this, all of it I started acting it. Then I then got a call from on my uncle's phone. I was staying with my uncle. I got a phone call 2 days later to say come back. Then I came back and fortunately I got there. When I got there, all the papers I was given were written Tendai. I didn't understand who Tendai was, but I was given Tendai. I was acting all these papers, were doing rehearsals, they wanted to get the Tendai. I'll tell you, there were 3 Limbais, there were 6 Jabus, there were 4 Muwengas, but there was only 1 Tendai, and it was me. If I tell you I was the only one who was fit of all the people there when it comes to ladies, all the other people were so slim, because it was a model. When Studio 263 started, they were all models. If you look at it, even Joyce, she was a model. Even Beverly, who was Martha Mtambalika, she was a model. Even if you look at Anna, she was a model. All these people were models. I was the only fat person there, and besides, I'm talking of people who are below my age. I was the only fat person there. And there was Tendai. Then now when Mr. Shumetro, who once said at the auditions, this is Tendai, met me, said, I knew you were Tendai. And I didn't know. So it was only through the grace of God for me to be Tendai. So that is what happened for me to learn the role of Tendai.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that touching story. So tell me about what happened next. You worked with some amazing people behind the scenes, the Godwin Maurus, John Jago, Ben Mahaka, Steve Chigorimbo. How was it like?
You know, I grew up down there in Kweru. And you know, I didn't go to that expensive school which makes me be fluent in English. I thank God I managed to get this English by adding my intellectual capacity through taking degrees and all. But before, I would not speak this good English that I'm speaking now. I would actually say it's good English. Maybe you don't believe that it's good English, but for me, it's good English. So I was speaking good English. By then, I would not. You know, every time I would be so reserved, I would not speak. I could only speak when I'm on set because I was not exposed to speaking English every now and then because I knew that I was supposed to be speaking Shona. So when I started acting with the likes of Ben, you know, Ben is very English, even his tone, you know it, even the likes of Steve Chigorimbo, all of those people, you would know, well, Steve Chigorimbo came later, but the likes of even Anne was from Chitumbiza, but because she had the exposure of Miss Sarari, Miss Chitumbiza, you know, they would speak very good English, even Becky, Rebecca was acting as Angie, my young sister. She was also good because she was at a Group A school. There I was Tendai. I would just sit out at a corner, busy praying. That's what I would do. I don't want to even if you ask anyone in Studio 263, they used to call me Munwangai because I would be praying. The only thing I would be very so talkative about was prayer. When it comes to prayer, no, you would see me. But me interacting, I would not interact because I wasn't very good at the English. I will, of course, on set, because now the English should be written, and now I will have to summarize and master certain things. So that one, it won't be a problem. That one I could speak. But this conversing English, it was a problem for me. I don't want to for me, when I worked with these people, it was a great honor. Even Tendai Chakanyuka, you know, I worked with Tendai Chakanyuka. Tendai Chakanyuka, by then, she was, you know, the lady on radio, and, you know, she would speak very fluent English. So the challenge that I had there was the issue of English. I would not be able to converse very freely, because you know how it is. I think you understand what I'm talking about. Whereby you have got people who are used to speaking English every single day, and there you can't speak English. So what you do, it's better you reserve and you maintain your silence. That's what you would do. So I would maintain my silence. There I am, waiting, so that at least when the opportunity comes for me to speak, I'll speak. But it was quite a great honor. I really conversed with them very well.
What happened and how were you able to work with these guys?
Okay. Well, what then I then did was that I would learn from them. You know, whenever you associate with certain people who are way more than yourself, you need to learn. You need to listen more and talk less. So for me, that is what I did, and that also helped me in also understanding what is expected from us in the industry, and also what then I should do so that at least we can then relate well. That's what I managed to do.
Thank you. Tell us about the experience of working with these different individuals that we used to see on TV.
Well, the experience, what I did is I realized that these people, they're not amateurs, they're professionals. And you need to make sure that you would comprehend and understand. If you want to be a better character, especially in acting, you need to comprehend it and you need to concentrate. It's not just something that just comes out from the blues. You need to put so much effort, and this alone then makes you a better actress. And also, I also learned that also you can act differently each and every part. One part you might take it and you can then be able to articulate it in a different way than the way, or present it in a different way than the ordinary. So there are a lot of ways that you can present just one script of you crying. You can cry jovially, you can cry as in crying, knowing that this is sad, and you can also cry in any other different ways, I might say. So that alone, I also learned it from them. And I also learned also to be devoted and to be committed. Commitment, I also learned commitment at its highest level from all these professionals. And also, I also learned that when you are an actress, you're on set there, but you need to not take your character that you're out there, that of course I'm known, I'm this popular person, and then you bring it on set. The moment that you bring it on set, then you won't let the real you come out. So you need to make sure to be able to distinguish between what you are out there and what you are on set. If you concentrate, then you will always be a very good actress. And for me, I think the help that I got from them also, they managed to make me get awards. I was one of the best actresses in Zimbabwe. I won those awards. And that alone, I managed to get it through their hard work and also through what I also learned from them.
Tell us about individuals you worked with. They're basically those who...
I enjoyed working with Muwengwa. I enjoyed working with him. I even had a relationship with him offset, whereby we would go out there and would do MCing together. He was a father to me. Muwengwa was a father to me, and also coincidentally the child was called Tatenda. So he would always call me daughter. He was a father to me. One thing that I liked about Muwengwa was that he was a Christian, and also I was also a Christian. So every now and then we would be there and we start acting together. And Muwengwa again was quite a comedian. I enjoyed working with him. And him being a comedian, he would a lot of times teach me how to also bring in the humor whenever you meet people. He also taught me also how to MC. The first wedding that I ever had with Muwengwa, we had a wedding that we presented together as MCs. We had it at Headfield Gardens. And there he was, and he was teaching me, telling me, say this, say that. So I really, for me, he was a father to me, and he also taught me how to make an extra dollar outside set. I also enjoyed working with King. King was in Dylan Wilson Max. He was a very good actor. You know, King, even when you're doing your lines, you would enjoy it. He would be one person who would make you really feel the part. And whenever he feels that you haven't done it, he would say, no, that's not it, let's do this. Because, you know, before he came to Studio 263, he was already a national comedian. He would do comedy. By then I remember he was acting in Waiters. He acted in Waiters before. So Kenge, I enjoyed working with him. He was a very good actor. Also, I enjoyed working with Chabu Denzel. Denzel was a good actor. He was very good. He would really make it flow. I remember very well that he would internalize it and make the part really seem as if it's real. So I enjoyed, and of course I enjoyed working with Vimbai. Vimbai was always serious. Never expect to be rehearsing with Vimbai and she would be busy joking. She would be really there, and I really enjoyed working with Vimbai. She really acted the part, and she really would make me feel so loved because even on set she would be a big sister, even off set she was also a sister. So I also enjoyed working with Mbai. And also Angie, for me Angie was just a miracle. I would look at her and I say, this young child, busy speaking this fluent English, this child acting this good. For me she was amazing. She was so amazing for me. And I felt she was a very good actress. She would really act the part. And Mavetera, there was the initial Mavetera. And an amazing actress. She was very good. And Rugare also. So like the whole cast, it was quite a packed, a fully packed cast that had diverse talent. And yeah, I still remember that. But I remember also Mavetera, the initial Mavetera, even the second one was also good. But the first one, she was dynamic. She was awesome. She could really act the part.
Tendai, my second daughter. Well, I don't know which second between Tendai and the Chief of Seasom. We buy Tendai. Tendai was a baby in 2002. I'm not sure she was more than 16. She must have been about 15, 16. Yeah. And she was at school, but Tatenda was a girl who was going through a difficult time at that time. I can't remember the details now, but I know that she was having a hard time studying, at the same time us asking her to play the role of Tatenda or Tendai, you know. But again, the wonderful thing with her is that she was young, she was chubby, she was a bit awkward, but she got in there. When you asked her to do something, she would do it. If you asked Tendai to cry, she would cry. Just like that. That's the kind of person she was. She was really good. You know, it was a pleasure to have Tendai at that time. But I've since been in touch with Tendai throughout. The time she got married, started having children, the time she decided to go into Parliament, and her first day in Parliament, and the things that she had to face, and how to face the challenges of being in Parliament, how to actually make a point. We've been together. Now she can teach me what to do in Parliament. But I remember the first days when she used to ask, Dad, now they are going on to this issue. They've taught us 1, 2, 3, but how can I represent our industry? She's passionate about the film industry, and she's passionate about other young people. Both men and women. That's Tatenda. We are proud of her in Parliament. She's doing a very good job, and I think what we've seen is nothing compared to the future. She learns fast. She's a quick learner, and she puts her heart into things. Like you've seen the way she's developed herself. When I saw her, she was doing high school when we started in 2002, and now she's got at least 2 degrees in her pocket. That's Tatenda. Honorable Tatenda, Mavetera, we are with you all the way.